Okay, so somebody had asked in the Replit chat about Firebase authentication, and I was just going to make a video really quick to show you guys how you go about getting that set up. It does require a little bit of setup before you start, and if you get it all done ahead of time, it's really easy to get Replit to understand what you're trying to do. So on my screen here, you see that I've got created project up for Firebase, and this is the first step. So if you go to the Firebase console, you'll see a button that says create a project. I've already clicked on that. I just wanted to hide some names of projects I've got going on already. So let's just say this is Replit test as the project. You can edit your ID right here if you want, and I don't think you can edit this again after you start. So if you have a special name you want to give it, go ahead and do it right now. I'm just going to leave it because it's a test. You can enable Google Analytics for the project right here, and if you don't have an account for the domain that you're going to use, it'll create it automatically. It's kind of handy. I'll turn it off for this one, but it's super easy to get that going too. This just takes a second. Auth is something that I struggled with Replit for a long time, and I'm not really a big fan of the Replit Auth that they built because I don't want to make my users create a Replit account before they can even get into my site, and there's been concerns about Replit marketing to those people, even though they say they don't. Some users have said that even though they're saying they're not marketing to them, that Replit's been sending them emails. So anyway, I just don't want to use that. It doesn't seem professional, and I want to use something that's more robust. So now that you've got your project set up, the first thing that I do is I go into authentication because that's what we're trying to use. Click on Get Started. So you can select your providers with Firebase Auth. This is really cool because if you have like a Facebook app already built, you can just activate Facebook login so people can log in with their Facebook accounts. That's super handy. You can obviously turn on the Google, log in with Google. Let's see, I'll put my email in here. And I always enable that one because it's built right in. And then I want to enable email and password, and they have Microsoft login. They've got all sorts of stuff that just plugs right in. It's awesome. And I do email, passwordless sign in. So those are the two that we're going to use. Okay, so what I do is I create a document like in Notion or wherever where I'll save all these API keys as I get them so that I have them to talk to Replit agent with. I'll show you that in a second. So we go to authorized domains. You have to add your Replit dev URL here, add your real domain, whatever you're going to deploy to, add it here so that it's there ready for you when you're ready to launch the site or deploy the site. So I think that's pretty much it for getting the auth set up. And then we have to go into our project settings, and this is where we're going to get all the API keys. So you get your API keys right here. So Replit's going to want this, so you can save this somewhere in your Notion documents. It's probably going to want your project ID right here. And then we need to go to, let's see, service accounts. Okay, so in service accounts, this is the admin SDK. This is how you get that set up. So the way this works is you just go to service accounts, and you click generate new private key, generate the key. It's going to download a JSON file. And in the JSON, it's got all sorts of information like this. So this has your private key, it's got your project ID, it's got your client email, all this stuff. This is all the information that Replit's going to want to get you set up. So copy all of this and paste it somewhere in a Notion document or in whatever notes you use because you're going to need all this information. So once you have that set up, that's pretty much all you're going to need to do. And then in Replit, just tell it when you're building your app. I do this in my original prompt. The way I build apps is I create a PDR using ChatGPT usually, and I give it a lot of details about what I want the app to look like, how I want it to function. I even go as deep as putting in DB schema because I don't want agent to just make stuff up. I want to guide it as much as I can and give it as much context as I can for the development of the MVP basically. And so in that PDR that I give to Replit agent, I say use Firebase Auth and ask me for the API keys or whatever whenever it comes up. And so what it'll do is it'll ask you for like three to five different pieces of information from your Firebase configuration, and you'll have all of it already doing what we just did. Oh, there is one more thing. So you have to click this right here. It says web, add Firebase to your web app. We'll just say Replit test again. Sorry, I forgot about this. So this is going to have the other pieces of information that you'll need. So you'll have storage buckets, you'll have auth domains, all this stuff. Copy all of this, paste it into your documents, you're going to need this information too. That's the second part. I knew I was forgetting something. Okay, now that's it. Now you have all the information. And when I do this up front, I don't have any problems with Replit understanding how to build in Firebase. It downloads all the packages, it asks for all the right information, and it pretty much works out of the box. Sometimes agent likes to build in backup and fallback mechanisms, and I hate fallback mechanisms, especially when you're first building an app, because it pretty much just masks all your problems, and then you go to launch it and nothing works, and only through a series of agent checkpoints and questioning does it finally say, oh, I see what we're doing. We're using a fallback mechanism. I hate that crap. So make sure you tell it not to build your fallbacks and to make sure that you're using live authentication, and it works really good. And then that's it. Replit Auth, no longer a headache. If you do this up front for all your apps, you'll be able to build really good stuff and never have issues with token handling and all. I mean, we've all dealt with the problems with token handling and how things just tend to break using the built-in memory cache and Replit username and password. It's just garbage. So this is a way around it. So I hope it works for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer them.